All right, we on.
We on now?
Yep, we on.
Hello, how y'all doing? This is Nicole from Soulflower, and we have a guest speaker this week. This is Aria Solis. She's going to be talking to us about creating our own reality. And I am excited about getting into that. We actually started the conversation and now we got to start again. So we're gonna give this another whirl. Uh, Please like, share, subscribe. It helps us out with the people that we're trying to reach. Um, Let me do our disclaimers real quick. First of all, we don't own everything. We own the concepts that we say we own. All that other shit is from other people. If it's an image, the music in the background, all of that, thanks to all the creatives that are producing all of this beautiful music and images, we are taking them and using them. So that's that on that. And we're so grateful. um, Secondly, this is for the parents. This is a podcast for adults, 18 and over. Not 17, not 16, 18 and over. The reason is because we are aware that there is information that you have to receive at certain stages of development, which means we understand that sometimes you're just not old enough for the material that's being presented. And this is one of those podcasts. So we've done our part. We've done our part. And last but not least, we are not reaching out to you in the comment section. That's not the way we roll. This is our reach out. Um, Also, you have to come to us. I have an email that you can reach out to us if you want any of our sacred services. I'll also include Aria's information with this particular podcast. So, yes, we're not reaching out. There's somebody else. Don't get scammed out here. Don't get
No.
scammed because scamming is real on the internet. uh, I think that's it. So, the title is Creating Our Reality. This is our Other Sheep series, our first series. The other sheep, we're reaching out to the other sheep is that's our concept in Soulflower. We get that from the biblical canon, um, where it speaks about is John 10 and 16, not 3 and 16, 10 and 16, where it says, and other sheep that I have that are not of this fold, I bring them so that we all can be one. We can have one shepherd with one fold. So that from that scripture that inspired this podcast to reach out to those people, the people that have been excluded from the mainstream religions, the mainstream practices that are trending right now on the planet. Um, yeah. So that's just a quick description of the other sheep. We're going to get into our discussion now, creating our reality. We're also going to allow Aria to introduce herself and to tell us about what her sacred services are and what she's doing. So you have the floor now. Thank you again.
Thank you. I appreciate you having me on your podcast.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Everything that I've heard so far with your podcast has been great and very helpful. So I encourage you guys to go back and look at other episodes because they are gonna help you out a lot. As she stated, my name is Aria Solis, and my mission is to help people awaken to their divine ability to shape their reality. We're not just passionate observers of life; we are creators. Every thought, emotion, and belief we hold sends out energetic frequencies that shape the world that's around us. So, at the core of my work is the concept of creating realities, which is about consciously shifting your energy, your mindset, and actions to align with the life you truly desire. Many of us have been conditioned to believe that life happens to us, right? But the truth is, we are powerful co creators with the universe. I guide people in breaking free from their limiting patterns, embracing abundance, and realigning with their higher self. It's not about forcing outcomes, it's about embodying the energy of what we desire and allowing the universe to meet us there. So I'm excited to share this conversation today and help your audience as well as mine step into their power as conscious creators.
Oh, all right. That was good. I liked it. So let's get into that discussion. You talked about vibration and alignment. Can you give us? Let's start with the foundation because we kind of got into this discussion earlier,
Right.
and we can build upon it. So, what are some of the things that we can use to manifest the reality that we want? We're familiar with the shit show, so we're trying to get out of the shit show reality.
You're right. Absolutely.
which is what you were stating. Life is happening to us.
Hmm.
So
Yeah.
that's the shit show.
Yeah, we're going out of that
Everybody,
quickly.
if we're not clear on that, life happening to you is a shit show. That's
Right.
like you being in a car with somebody that's a bad driver.
Woo.
Like I'm Gen X, so I remember a lot of old cartoons. There used to be a old cartoon called Mr. Magoo.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
And he was blind as a motherfucker, but he was he lived his life
Yeah.
at your expense. So
Enjoy.
that's kind of if anybody that's listening that's older, that Mr. Magoo reference is where because it's literally like driving and you can't see
Right.
at all.
Yeah. So the idea of and like I said before, I don't use manifestation because it's not about, so the universe doesn't respond to what you want, it responds to what you are already.
Yes.
So manifestation is less about attracting and more about becoming a vibrational match for what you desire. So if you're
Absolutely.
rooted in lack or doubt, you continue attracting scarcity, right? So if
I
you
agree.
shift into gratitude, joy, and certainty, you align with abundance.
I agree. I agree.
Thinking about
I
soul
agree.
as the soulful flower, right? Your
Yes.
soul already knows the path to your highest reality. So
Yes,
your
it does.
job is to align with that and not chase it. So daily energy check-ins is something that I like to talk about. Ask yourself, what energy am I embodying right now? And shift it if you need to. So if your energy is not you where you desire to be, then you need to shift that energy. So one example of that is, instead of saying I hope I manifest abundance, you can shift to I am already abundant and I welcome even more blessings. So that is kind of some of the things that I get into and that I talk about to help, others like ourselves, um, shift into that and know that you are already what you need to be and what you already desire, and you already have that life that you want to desire in your mind and your soul and all of that good stuff, and you just have to step into it, not necessarily chasing it, but just step into it. So it's a few things that need to be changed, mind wise, your energy, all those things need to be shifted to be able to walk into that.
Sounds great to me. So, but from what I'm hearing is, and I'm building off of what you're saying, we need to align our energy to what we want.
Mm-hmm.
So, how to do that? How to do that? You talked about states of being. One of our states of being is thought.
Right.
So what I'm hearing is that you are identifying how you're thinking in the moment and then replacing it with something that's more aligned with what you want to see in your reality.
That's correct. Yeah.
Okay.
You're on
So
point.
thought is a state of being. Now, and for me as well, when I did my studies of this, because I started out in church, and that's a foundation. That's my foundation. I honor that foundation. We did, once the organization I was in we shifted into a spiritual organization. Then we got into more of what is the popular term, the manifestation techniques. And from my studies and the path that I've been walking, that involves, back when I was studying, it was called the law of attraction, which is in the biblical canon, the law of sowing and reaping.
Correct.
Yeah. I'm losing my train of thought. But it's gonna come back to me.
Take your time.
Alright. So I was talking about the states of being. So we have one is thought. There's other states of being, which are your feelings, which are thoughts that you've been thinking for a very long time, and that's creating a response on the inside of your body. It's just energy sped up. So that's your emotions. E is energy, and then emotion.
Right.
Then we have your behaviors, which is what you do and what you speak.
Right.
That is also a state of being. The Bible also talks about out of the heart flows the issues of life. Right. The Bible talks about in James, talks about the tongue being powerful, because we are creators. So what we speak is supposed to be so.
It is so.
Regardless as to whether we believe it or not. As we think, as we feel, as we speak, and as we do, that is who we are.
Absolutely.
And you attract who you the reality you attract is based upon who you are. Those 4 states.
Those are things that we do every day without even realizing that we're doing it. So to change the way that we carry ourselves as a whole to be able to create that reality. So anytime that you have negative thoughts or negative feelings, you want to change that in the moment. And I talk about the power of now. Being in the moment and actually feeling the moment and not looking forward or backwards. You have to be in that power of that presence of now, which is mindfulness, right?
Right.
So it's you have to teach yourself how to think about it, the power of now, because we're so used to worrying about the future or worrying about the past that we forget about the now.
We use all of our energy in the now, which is where our power is. And we split it in between the future and the past, and then wonder why we're tired all the time.
Right.
A divided house can't stand.
Yeah.
You have to be centered. You have to be, you have to have a sense of wholeness, holiness. I am whole. So, but we don't have access to those things when we limit ourselves to one form of study. And that's what we talk about in this podcast, about blending different things that can assist us in creating the reality that we want, creating the person that we want to be, not the person, not we can stop looking in the mirror and being like, I can't change this. If you're willing, which is something else we talk about the concept of willingness on this podcast. If you're willing to open up and see another perspective, and it might not come from somebody that look like you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's the whole concept of the other sheep.
Yeah.
Usually in these scriptures, these texts, these sacred texts that they're getting these stories and myths from,
Mm-hmm.
the people are usually different from what you're used to, because the energy, the lesson is to get you to think outside of the box, outside of what you've been thinking, because that's not working. If it was working, you'd be out of
it. Right.
No one's here to just suffer and be like, we don't wake up and be like, I'm just gonna suffer like a motherfucker. I mean, I'm gonna enjoy this shit. We don't do that consciously, is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to bed. No, we don't do that.
No.
We're talking about ways of creating the reality that brings you peace. A reality where you can make peace, not create it. Make it. Not keep it is what I mean. You create peace, but keeping peace and making peace are two different things.
Right.
Keeping peace is just like pouring glass in a glass of water and just keep pouring it, expecting it to hold all that water. Eventually, that shit's gonna start overflowing.
Oh yeah.
But if you make peace, then you deal with it as it comes.
Mm-hmm.
There's a certain action to come with that, and that deals with the now.
Right.
We can only create our reality now.
That's it. Can't do it in the past. You can't do it in the future. You have to. It's the power now that you're going to create the reality that you really want to be in. And actually, your beliefs, and I talk about beliefs because that's what we're used to. That's what we've grown up on. And beliefs are energetic frequencies that shape your beliefs as well.
So I like it.
Yeah.
Genetic frequency. Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah, we call them genetic patterns. Absolutely. There's definitely a genetic frequency. Yeah.
So every thought that you hold carries a vibration that attracts a matching experience. So that's basically where you're getting with the thought process. It matches your experience. So when you vibrate in a certain thought, your reality, the life that you're living inside of this avatar that we're in, that's what you're going to experience. Right. So many of us struggles with deeply ingrained subconscious beliefs we inherit from our family, society, and past experience.
Yes, we do.
Is transforming its awareness.
Yes.
Observe your beliefs instead of being controlled by them.
Yes.
You reclaim your power. So the mind is a powerful tool, but your subconscious, your consciousness is the creator actually. And that's why we're creating the life that we're in. And it's not really what we want to be, because consciously, subconsciously, we're just going with the flow.
Okay. So what I'm hearing is different forms of consciousness.
Yeah.
And we have our conscious reality.
Mm-hmm.
Because there are different types of realities.
It is.
And you can create all the motherfuckers.
You create every last one.
So you have your conscious reality, you have your unconscious reality, and you have your subconscious reality. Yep. The unconscious is where that's where a lot of people talk about their spirituality. Mm-hmm. Your subconscious is all of that material we're not using in our brain. It's about 95% of our brain we're not using that's unactivated. Right. And then your conscious reality is that 5% that we're using to talk with right now.
Correct. Correct.
Okay.
So when you shift your perspective, you shift your reality. So one of those things is, and I know we've talked about this personally in our personal lives, meditation and journaling to identify your limiting beliefs and replace them with new ones that align with your highest truth.
Yes. And
Yeah,
that's a great way. There's a great way of creating your reality too.
it is.
Uh, as the biblical canon says, write the vision and make it plain. You you writing it down. It's almost like a magic wand.
Yeah, it is. That pen is powerful,
So
just like your words.
uh, yeah, and it's also a great tool for when you can't get over something. A lot of
Hmm.
people don't realize that. Even those of us that don't like to write, I'm a writer, so I like to write on actual
Yeah.
paper. But those of now we're digitally, it's a digital world. You can They have journal apps. You
Hmm.
can do it in that. You can do video
Right.
diary. Um, but it's very good for creating your reality
Hmm.
because it's keeping you focused on your intention.
Right.
When I ask myself about what is creating reality thus far in my path, because our definitions change as we change. This is what I got. I'm gonna read it right quick.
Okay.
Our free will choice with intention is the power behind our thoughts, our words, our feelings, and our actions. And that's how we align to create our realities. Um, when we are aligned, we there are endless possibilities that pop up for us. It's not just one.
Hmm.
We just put ourselves in the vibration, as you say, to
Exactly.
have access to these possibilities. And possibilities mean things that may happen. They could happen. Um, a lot of times people go to psychics, they go to prophets, they go to mediums, different intuitives, empaths that can tell us, you know, these possibilities. If
Right.
somebody tell you that that's the only possibility that they're talking about, run, because there are endless possibilities. You
It
just
is.
putting yourself in the position to see those possibilities for you to choose from when it comes to creating a reality. To my
Right.
understanding, now, uh, uh, younger people probably are adding on to that now, which is great. But this is where I am in my journey. Creating
Hmm.
my reality involves setting my intention, remaining focused on that intention, even when there are so-called hurdles.
Hmm.
I face the hurdle, deal with the hurdle in the now, and then I continue on with my intention.
Right.
And you continue on with your intention until you see the possibility open up, and then you make your choices from there.
Right. One of the things I had to learn is there are no limits.
There aren't.
There are no limits. We are so our beliefs because of what we've been taught for so many years that there's limits, but it's not. Within the universe, there are no limits with anything. And once you actually realize that, that's when you start to create the reality that you desire. Then you start to walk into it. That's one of the biggest things about it. And speaking of intention, um, I created myself a plan where I wake up at a certain time. I set intentions. I write my intentions for the day. Then I get a workout in. And I make sure that, before I do anything else, I drink some warm lime or lemon water to rehydrate my body from sleeping, get a little smoothie or something in, work out, and start my day. But I've set the intentions for the day so that I can stay on track because we're trained to have a plan, right? So if you don't set intentions for the day, then you start to veer off of, your day starts to go wrong or something, but you want to make sure that you bring yourself back to your intention for that day.
That's
Okay.
absolutely correct. That's absolutely correct. That is a very, very big part of creating your reality. You have to set the tone
Hmm.
because you're the creator.
Right.
Yeah,
Without it.
you the one with the key. You got to open the door.
Yeah.
So you set the tone, and you usually do it when you wake up. You do it when you wake up, and a lot of people do it right before they go to bed as well.
Yeah.
I myself personally, I practice it. I set my intention going up, getting up, rising, and I
Hmm.
set my intention as I go to sleep. That because we're dealing with what Iris was telling us, the subconscious. That's how you train your subconscious. It's by when you first get up, it's the most active, and when you're laying down, it's the most active. So you train your subconscious from that way. By train, I mean you tell yourself what you want in your life,
Right.
and it want you have to word play goes in there too. Remember we talked about words creating your reality.
Hmm.
You have to say the words that are going to um, resonate with you
Hmm.
in creating your reality. This is a personal experience, is what I'm
Right.
telling you. We can only give you the structure, but we don't know the words that are going to be the catalyst for you. We would
Right.
only tell you the words that's the catalyst for us.
Right. That's
And
why
a lot of
that's.
times it's what feels good, what feels peaceful.
Hmm.
That is what's because you're trying to create something. When you're trying to create something, it can't be heavy, and so you can't have any heavy emotions going on.
Right.
You gotta have light emotions. Light is what is going to expose that possibility to you.
Yeah.
Darkness is not going to do it.
Nope.
So I just wanted to interject that. You could go ahead,
No, you're
Aria.
fine. You're adding in some good points, and I'm one that I learn as well. Yeah, I like to listen to other perspectives because that is how you're gonna get a lot out of whatever the thought process is. Because just your thoughts itself is not gonna be enough.
No,
It's not, it's,
everything has to be aligned, and that's what's so good about having coaches like us is because we can help you build that structure. We can help you build that structure. It's like teaching you how to fish,
right.
and then you can go catch your own fish. I mean, whatever size you want,
Yeah.
but you need the skill. And we can teach you the skill in creating your reality because a lot of this stuff is going over a lot of people's head,
Hmm.
and that's because we just now getting access to this information on a mainstream level.
Right.
It's been kind of gate kept, for
Absolutely.
lack of a better term. But now it's the information age, so we have the opportunity of extending these sacred services to you, so that you can create your own way of being, because that is the purpose of life is creating your own way of being,
That's
not
the idea.
going to work and going to bed and smoking and drinking and getting with everybody that you want to get with. It has its place, because I'm not judging it. It
Yeah.
has its place. That has its place.
It does.
It just doesn't have a place in forever,
Yeah. Can't do it all the time though. You gotta
and
want
it's
to
not
know
and
the
it's
point.
not going to create the reality you want unless that's what you desire. If you
Right.
desire to live the star lifestyle, by all means,
Have at it.
you have the free will choice to do that. You know, we are soul flowers. You can be what you want around here, and we're gonna be like love, light, and unity, because
Same
it's
here.
all God.
Same here. Just trying to teach you how to
Yeah.
get there. Whatever you
If
desire,
you
you want to teach you.
if there's something specifically you want,
Yeah.
you're gonna have to align with that.
Right.
And it's not about just if you want to be rich, you put on the clothes and put on some Air Jordans and you know some
Yeah.
$600 shades and you rich. It doesn't work that way. You have to genuinely align mentally, emotionally, physically, and if you subscribe spiritually. All of
Uh,
that has to be aligned in order for that reality to
right.
come.
One thing I want to talk about that I don't think is talked about enough is fear.
Yes.
Fear is one of the things that will stop you from creating your reality. So fear is the ego's way of keeping you in the known,
Yeah.
but the growth happens in the unknown.
Yes, it does.
So fear, doubt, resistance, they are simple indicators that you're expanding beyond your old identity.
Yes.
So the ego fears uncertainty, but your higher self thrives in the unknown, where, again, limitless possibilities exist. So let's think about fear as an illusion of separation from source, right? So when you remember you are always supported, fear loses its power.
Yes.
So when fear arises, instead of fighting it, ask, what lesson or expansion is this bringing for me? And that helps you kind of realize, hey, this is not the end all be all because I fear this process, or because I fear starting, or because I fear putting out my message or providing what it is that I've been called to do. Or the fear of, hey, I don't know whether I can actually create my reality, right? I don't know if I can do that in my mind or with words or with my thoughts, subconsciously, consciously. You know, can I do that? The fear will
Mm.
try to stop you. But just know
Absolutely.
goes way of keeping you in the know. And the growth is definitely gonna happen in the unknown.
Yes. It's always where it's at. I know that it feels uncomfortable when it comes to growing personally. You have to get comfortable with being uncomfortable.
Hmm.
Because feeling uncomfortable, feeling uncertain is actually a sign of growth when you're in the process. When you're in the process
Right.
of making efforts to align your thoughts, your words, your emotions, and your behaviors with the reality that you are seeking to attract.
Right.
So that you spot on.
It's something that I've been given. All of us have our things that we can provide to the world. And
Absolutely.
this is one of the things where, you know how when you're walking into certain things, you're like, I don't know if I'm that person. I don't know if I'm fit for this, or I'm built for this. But I just had to let go of it and let go of some of that fear, and dive into the unknown, and just take the message that I've been given and what I've been given to give to people, um, to our people, and help them know that everything is limitless. You can create whatever you like.
Well, I will definitely commend you on that because it takes a lot to do this. It takes a lot of courage to face fear
Hmm.
on an individual level. So it's highly commendable for you to come out here and do this. Uh, Fear is one of the biggest things that prevent us from creating our own reality because fear is so convincing. It
Hmm.
can be, such a strong and it has such an intensity that it convinces us that that shit is right. But
Right.
once you face it, and it might take facing it a few times.
Hmm.
This shit just that this is not a genie lamp that you rub. You know what I'm saying? Because you done piled a lot of shit on your genie lamp, so you gonna have to dig your genie lamp up and polish it and clean it. And
Yeah.
that's not intentional. That's not a judgment. It's just the way that we've been programmed,
Hmm.
and just to keep order.
Yeah.
But we're coming out of a time where we need to be in order. We are growing up. It's time to grow. It's time for humanity to grow.
Yep.
So now it's important for these. I think that's why these tools now are so readily available, because uh, my personal belief is that Earth herself is ascending. So we have to ascend with her.
Absolutely.
And it's either evolve or die.
And I
You
ain't
know,
trying to do that. I want
I
to
mean,
evolve.
it's just the black ass bottom line.
Yep.
And you know, you don't have to believe it. That's cool with me. You can believe whatever you want to be. That's the beautiful thing about free will choice. You can believe whatever you want to believe, no matter who's in office. You can still believe whatever the fuck you want to believe.
Sure.
No matter who's in office, all over the planet.
Yeah.
Because they can't take that.
Can't
They
take it
can
away.
only, they can only suggest to you. So you're the one. That's why unity is so important.
Absolutely.
And that's why scripture said that divided house can't stand. If we're not unified, we can't create anything on a collective level. Because this is just not, we're talking about on the individual now, but on a collective level, there are stories about humanity unifying on a collective level. We even have one in the biblical canon called the Tower of Babel.
Right. Absolutely. If you hadn't read it, go read it. Because listen, I think it would help us evolve as a humanity if people knew more about it.
If people knew about the power of unity itself, and it's so interesting how we get caught up in different things like color and culture and stuff like that. All of that is all biological, and due to the planet, the shifts of the planet, and how we were all just one big ass continent, and then it all broke up, and then we had to evolve to the environment that we were a part of, and now some of us travel to some places, and then we had to evolve to that. But the black ass bottom line is it's only one race, and it's human.
Yeah.
And until we can realize that, make that real, we're coming in. The ones that don't, I don't think they're gonna. Honestly, I don't think they're gonna make it. At this point, you're gonna have to evolve.
Yeah.
And creating your reality is one of those basic. I don't want to say basic, foundational things to get started in evolving for you and for your family, for your bloodline.
It's one thing
that's why I think it's such a good subject to talk about, and to have teachers like Aria, because
Aria, you saying it right.
Arias, I know I'm struggling, and I'm so sorry.
It's okay.
I already have a speech impediment, and then on top of that, it just makes it hard. And then I have undiagnosed ADD, so it just makes it hard. Charge to my head, not to my heart, but I will get it. It just takes a few times.
All good.
But this is such a great. I mean, you could talk about this forever, because the possibilities are endless. And there are different ways to create your reality. We're just giving you the
foundation.
It's like we're giving you it's like numbers. We gave you 4 different things. You can mix them up different ways and come out with different realities.
Absolutely.
But it's still in alignment. You just got to decide whether that possibility is for you or not. You have free will choice.
Thing. Everybody is not going to be the same, but the concept and the foundation of it is the same. So how you about it, and how your thoughts and words and your beliefs and all that good stuff It's personal. It's a personal journey. It's like his.
Absolutely.
It's
It's very personal. And I think that's something that has been kind of lost in this in the religious sauce too.
mm-hmm,
Is that we get on a path to have a personal experience,
right.
a personal experience where we change, but it starts within.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't start by going to church every Sunday. It doesn't start by going to the Buddhist temple whenever they go, or the Hindu temple whenever they go, or going to the mosque. It doesn't start. It starts. It's an inner experience that manifests outward.
Right. Yep.
Uh,
It's something that you have to go through personally. It's a process. Everybody doesn't start at the same level, and I don't teach at the same level for everyone. Um,
no,
Beginners and their advanced that I teach on. So everybody can learn from the beginner stage. But sometimes you have people that are already into this. They've already been practicing this, and they just need that little push to elevate.
yeah. Sometimes we need a reminder. I need a reminder every now and then.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I'm not below anybody. I forget this shit the minute and
Yeah.
need to be reminded.
Yeah.
Uh, that's the way resistance works.
Yeah. It
We
is.
all
It,
we all face resistance, and that's okay. And perception is a big part of creating our reality.
it is.
Perception is actually almost everything.
Yeah.
uh, when you work on your perception of a matter, you can really and find the silver lining. You can really move past some shit. You can
Mm-hmm.
really learn how to master some things. The thing of the matter is, we have to face our ego. You got because it's strong. It's
That is one of the
right.
most
It's
important.
Devo strong.
That ego will
and
take you down through there.
but and the most interesting thing about our egos is the more we grow spiritually, the stronger our ego grows
Yeah.
because it's us.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna grow. That's why it's so important to stay aware.
Yeah.
Awareness is so important. Mindfulness is so important when we grow on a personal level because you can fuck somebody up and not even know it because
Right.
you desensitize yourself to the experiences that you had prior to the one that you're having.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I think that's how we get a lot of spiritual narcissists and a lot of leadership abuse and shit like that, which we will cover thoroughly on this podcast.
Whew. Listen, I've listened, so it's something that I think you have to be ready. Personally, you have to take those growing steps and those growing pains and
Yes.
work through it. That's
Yeah,
why it's an individual journey because you got to go through those growing pains. If you
you
don't go
do.
through growing pains, it's hard to grow.
Yeah, it's like a trust fall.
Mm-hmm.
When it comes to anything regarding personal development,
Yeah.
you're literally learning how to trust yourself. If you have a spiritual practice, you're learning how to trust that practice. If it's a religion, you're learning how to trust that that being, that entity, or whatever that religious practice.
Right.
If you're an atheist or if you go by science, you have to learn how to trust the process.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it don't matter what you call it.
Whatever it is,
It
you
don't.
got
It don't.
one.
It don't even matter. You can believe what you want to believe.
Right.
We're here to live. That's it. Everything
Yeah.
else is judgment. If you want to be an atheist and you be like, "Fuck that," we just going in the ground. Yeah, you going in the ground. That's true. Absolutely. It's absolutely true. You go into the dark.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yep.
It's a personal choice to go there though, so
Yeah.
it's all the same.
Absolutely.
Um, One other
There are
thing,
some people that say you will actually have that. You will act once you transition. You will actually have that experience,
yeah,
and then you'll decide you want to do something else.
yeah, yep. It's all about growth though. So with
That's
whatever
all
you
about.
choose, you gotta
And
grow
you
with it.
got all the time. You got lifetime. You ain't even got to do it this lifetime.
Yeah, for sure.
That's
So
what
one of the thing I
that's my
want,
belief.
huh?
That's my belief.
Yeah,
I mean, it's your life. So if you want to live as an atheist, I respect it because hell, it's hard being a believer.
the pain of going through being a
Hey,
believer is
I
listen,
know.
the
You
pain of
sleep better at night. I tell you that.
yeah, it's difficult, but when you start to know thyself, it gets better. And
Yeah,
then once you realize that that journey is yours alone, no one else can take that journey with you. You can have different teachings, you can have guides, you can have coaches, you can have whatever you want to call it, pastors, whatever you want to call it. It's still your journey.
absolutely.
Nobody else's journey to
At
have.
the end of the day, it's your free will choice.
Yeah.
A lot of times we get caught up. I know I've done it. I've, man, I've done it. Getting caught up in an organization and kind of lost yourself.
Yeah.
Uh, that is unacceptable. You have to maintain your identity within the group, and we're
Yeah.
moving towards that. A lot of people that believe in astrology is called saying we're moving into the age of Aquarius,
Mhm.
where technology is dominant, and we have a different perspective when it comes to groups. We have a different perspective when it comes to what we call our celebrities. Is it
Right.
actually we're actually supposed to move into a time where the celebrities actually help people,
Right.
uh, and the young people, the younger generations are actually going to be more unified. So
Mhm.
I'm looking forward to that. As a Gen X, I'm Gen X. You probably millennial, right?
Yeah, top end of it. Trust me, I don't think like one.
Yeah, you. I think you're a millennial. I'm Gen
Yeah.
X. I'm right at the end.
Yeah.
I'm right on the cusp of that.
Yeah, me too. I'm right there
Uh,
too, but
yeah.
I don't think like one. It's just
But
it's
the kids that are coming in now, they're not going to have the same programming because of the digital age.
right.
And I'm glad to be I'm proud to be a bridge to that because I know what life was before the internet, and now I know what life is afterwards. Now I'm learning this new
Yeah.
shit, but I'm
Everything is
glad
a
to be
learning
here.
process. Everything is. One thing I want to add to when you talked about being in service, one thing that we do, and I think it's a response from learning from our elders, right?
Yes,
Give ourselves so much in the service, we tend to lose ourselves.
yes,
It's not
man,
supposed to be that way. It's not designed to be that way. You don't want to lose yourself in service. You want to grow in service.
absolutely. And you
You
need to be with somebody who is willing to let you grow.
mm-hmm.
Some and we run into some shit when it comes to leadership. Um,
Don't we?
you
Yes,
know,
we do.
when it comes to guides, and that's
Mm-hmm.
why Soulflower is always advocating for self development,
Yeah,
personal development, doing the things that benefit you, not in a selfish way, but in a self-full way, in a
right.
way, in a healthy and healing way. What is the
Absolutely.
best case scenario in the highest good for your ass? Not what's gonna make you feel good in a moment. But
Right.
what makes it feel good in a moment bites us in the ass in the background.
Right after that too. Sometimes not
Right,
even,
yeah.
it could
It's
be the
getting
next.
quicker and quicker these days.
It could be all of that.
Quicker. But I like how you talked about fear. We call it low frequency
Mm-hmm.
states of being.
Yeah.
And I would like to also add fear. Another is twin anger. Anger and fear are twins. Uh, jealousy,
Yeah.
envy.
All of those gonna keep you
And
low.
that popular one called pettiness.
Isn't it
That's low
easy to be
frequency.
petty?
Yeah, yeah, that's low frequency as well. Doubt.
Yeah.
Another big one is being inauthentic, wearing a
Hmm.
mask.
Hmm.
You like Future and Drake, mask off.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, being inauthentic is the worst thing that you can do.
Hmm. Yeah, it
Not
is.
being yourself, that's the worst thing. That if you asking for the shit shows doing it.
Absolutely. One of the messages I got when I was in isolation to prepare for this was we're in the times now where authenticity and truth will prevail over anything else. If you're
Yes,
not authentic with yourself and you're not telling the truth, then you're more than likely gonna fall off and fall from fame.
at as is the age of Aquarius.
So that's
Aquarius is about being authentic and being original.
yeah.
So if you're not in those states of being, I'll also add, you know, Aquarius on the high level deals with gratitude, deals with unity.
Hmm.
Aquarius is big on unity. That's a big power. Certainty, confidence, and Aquarius is big on being original. That's with authentic. So all of that, be yourself. You feel so much better.
Absolutely, because pretending is not
It's for the birds,
it's not gonna last.
and that's why I do my podcast the way I do it. Is
Yeah.
because I'm tired, and I've been through those stages. I've been through those stages which are necessary.
Hmm.
They're necessary
Yeah.
for you to go through those stages. We just want in your reality for authenticity to be the goal because that is the highest vibration.
Yeah.
Is authenticity. Uh,
Definitely. I'm gonna
Absolutely.
I'm gonna be very open here, and I am not one to be in front of the camera. So that was one of my, I guess you can call, fears that were holding me back, because I was like, Spirit, I'm not somebody that want to be in the face of anything. I don't want to show my face. And the Spirit's like, no, with this, being authentic and being your true self, that's how you're gonna reach the audience. So, I kind of had to get over that and go into the unknown and step
Okay.
and step
Yeah,
out.
yeah. I mean, I had no plans, but I knew it was coming. I knew they were gonna ask. I mean,
That day was coming.
yeah, I knew it was coming. I've been doing this a long time. It's
Yeah.
always something you don't want to do that's gonna be on the table when it
Yep.
comes to spirit.
Yep. That
It's a
is
part
that.
of
That is.
growing.
Huh?
It's a part of growing.
Those growing pains. We just talked about that.
Yep.
Part of that.
Absolutely, absolutely. Speaking of you being yourself, I wanted to ask you. I don't know how long we've been on this journey.
We had about 53 minutes so far.
Ooh, we
Great
better hurry up
conversation.
because we ain't got an hour. What's a timeless piece of advice that you can give?
Be willing to learn. Um, be open to learning and possibilities. Know that there's no limits. Always be open to a different perspective. Listen to other perspectives, even if you don't use it. It's still the knowledge of it being there. Um, Another thing is, do it. Do it. Whatever that you have, put it out. Content, something that you want to do, don't wait. Do it. That
I
you
like
just
it.
step out.
I like it. If you had a superpower, what would it be?
Oh man, that's a good one. Um, Time travel.
Yeah, that'd be cool with it.
Time
I've
travel.
been I've been listening to some podcasts about time travel, That shit's been wild.
Really? I think
Yeah,
I,
man.
I think I want to see different times and different how things were in a certain time, and that type thing. I think, and one of the things with time travel is speed, because you got to go through certain realms to get there.
Yeah.
So I think the speed and the time travel would go hand in hand.
Well, from what I've been listening to,
And you don't need the speed to do it.
uh, yeah, you know, I listened to one podcast. I think they said that we should be able to do that by 2034.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. Maybe I need to choose a different superpower then, something that's gonna be unique, not something that everybody's gonna be able to do.
Okay, I'm gonna get into the energy report right quick.
Okay.
Because I want to keep us at an hour. How many minutes we got?
We had 55.
All right, so I got
But
5 minutes.
before you do that, just a little closing thought.
Please do.
Say it again.
Go ahead. Please do.
Okay. So your reality is not fixed; it's fluid, shifting in your response to your consciousness. The more you align with love, abundance, and trust, the more you experience in those frequencies in your life. So you're not separate from the universe. You are the universe in motion. So creating your own experience moment by moment, it's time to step into your power as a conscious creator. So I want to leave you with that.
All right, I love it, and that was very important to know because we talked about alignment,
Mm-hmm.
and and it's good to know that when you're practicing these things, aligning your thoughts, your feelings, your words, and your actions, that your reality is you can change it, and that's the reason why. It's
Yep.
because it's fluid. Fluid means it's flexible.
Yep.
So
Definitely.
it's open. So yeah, absolutely. Thank you for that. Thank you for coming on. Please come back
Invite
so
me
we can
back.
continue these conversations. Uh, I would love to have you back on because you have so much to give, and I'm glad that you faced your fears and got
Yeah.
on here. Um, Me, I have already resolved that I was just gonna be on here. I don't want to be on here, but
Leave somewhere.
this is a sacred service,
Yeah.
and I am obedient. So
Absolutely.
that's that on that.
That's
Let me
important.
shoot into this energy report before because I want to do that. We just recently had last night a parade of planets, and what that is that there are 7 planets lined up. Uh, and what was those planets? It wasn't. It was Mercury, Venus, Jupiter, Uranus, Neptune, and Saturn. This is a rare occurrence. Happens every 300 years. So what astrologers are saying is this is your time to shine. This is your time to come out with something that you've been meaning to do. And the message is you don't need anyone's permission to be a light. Um, Expect the unexpected. A lot of people will be having vivid dreams that make no sense. Now's a good time to listen to some good music. If you love art, anything creative, it will impact you on a very deep level because we are in Pisces, and that is a water sign. That's our Aries sign. It represents the clouds. This is the higher consciousness.
Mhm.
Uh, is what Pisces represents. Yeah, we just recently had a new moon in Pisces too, so that is aligning with that parade of planets. So embracing change is good right now. It's time to make sure we're ready for the new season. Time to prepare. for what you've been creating your reality for. So it's time for you to prepare for what you've been creating to come in, basically. That's what spring represents. Spring represents preparation for a harvest,
Mhm.
growing, growing what you want to come in.
Yeah.
All right. So that's all I'm gonna say about the energy report. And let's do a mastery card pool right quick, and then that's gonna be it on it. And here it is, allowing things to happen. Today I will let things happen without worrying about the significance of each event. I will trust that this will bring about my growth faster than running around with a microscope. I will have faith that my lessons will reveal themselves in their own time. So that's actually for me. I need to be more patient with the stuff that I'm manifesting. That
Yeah.
was a good one for me.
I think it's
But
more so of wanting to control it, and
absolutely,
can't control how it's gonna come.
I'm into control.
Yeah, can't control
Like
it.
Janet Jackson,
Let it happen.
control.
Yeah, let it happen as it's gonna happen. Don't hold on to control. That's where the patience comes in. Is not controlling it.
Absolutely. Well, that's all I got. Is there anything else you would like to say?
Oh, it was great. Thank you for having me. I appreciate the platform and being able to share knowledge and what there is to offer. Um, I also provide you with my socials and my
Please.
um,
How can they get in contact with you if they need services from you?
so on TikTok is King Dynasty 24.
Okay.
On Instagram it is King Dynasty 24 underscore,
Okay.
and on YouTube is Unscripted Realities. So that is going to be our platform, Unscripted Realities, and I'll provide the email as well. But as you stated in the beginning, we do not reach out to you via text, via DM, asking for anything, financially or anything like that. You guys reach out to us, and we'll provide the service.
All right. There you have it. And she's gonna send me all the information so that I can put it in the description box below once we get all this together. Again, thank y'all for listening. This is a timeless message. So whenever you see it, it's for you. Uh, love, light, and unity. Until we talk again, live well but die free.
Have a good one.
All right. I'll see you later. Thank you.